Welcome back everybody, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Torment Tides in Numenera. Where we left off last time we were about to talk to Loss of Self. This young woman clutches herself and growls, low and continuously, under her breath. Pearly white light shimmers from a vial on her wrist and her eyes are red-rimmed, as if she's been crying. You've never seen her before, and yet your hands are sweating and your breath catches in your inherited chest. Shame burns your throat, hot and sour. Your body recognizes her, even if you do not. Leave me alone, she mutters. And it's a moment before you realize she's not talking to you. You took my face, stole my family, whisper at me in my own voice. Isn't that enough? Isn't that? She breaks off when she sees you. She's in my head, and she won't shut up. Talk loud. Talk over her so I can hear you. What's that object you're holding? She flinches, but reveals the vial strapped to her wrist. It glows with an inner light, and the tiny ripples seem to cast moving shadows on her palm. I woke up one night in a building I've never seen before, she says, soft and low. I found this beneath a pile of blackened scales. If you shake it, it makes a picture. Watch. She jiggles the vial and holds up her other hand. Indistinct shadows mimic the motions on her palm. That's a dangerous weapon. You should give that to me. Oh, I feel bad for deceiving her on this one. Also, we might not be able to do it. Apparently, we're really bad at deceiving. Holy crap, we managed to pull it off with a 65. Her fingers tighten over the vial, then loosen. Alright, she says, looking desperately unhappy. Still, she seems somewhat relieved when she hands it over. You hear a woman in your head? Yes, she says, biting the words like an enemy's throat. Now stop talking about her. It brings her forward and she clings. She whines and she won't stop. So please stop talking about her. I want to hear about her, though. No, every time I think about her, she inches closer to me, pulls on my arm. Stop asking about her, please. She growls under her breath but does not respond. Okay. Well,
here we go.
We got a thing from her. We are now going to head into the undercity. Underbelly, I should say. Also, there's another building over here I don't know how to get to, and there's also stairs up here. Let's really quickly look up the stairs, and then we'll go to the underbelly. There are two things we need to do down there that at least I know of. At least two things I know of that we should do down there. This is the zone exit. Okay. I just wanted to check. That's to the Caravan Sarai. We'll go there later, but first, we are going into the underbelly. We'll also talk to our companions shortly, because I think they have things to say to us, and we probably should talk to them every once in a while. And my dog is barking, annoyingly. There's a pauper here, a poor person. Hey wait, I've been here before. I was over here. I got that ladder, so we were already in the underbelly, technically.
Sure.
There's a guy named Palai here, and a thing named Shikekt. Ah, that's a lot of Stykuses.
Let's go all. You and me.
This massive creature looms over you. A scent like lightning in an underground cavern washes over you, and it reminds you of nothing so much as curiosity. It chitters and rumbles, waving its large claws through an expressive dance. Something about these smells, sounds, and gestures seems familiar, a niggling inch at the back of your mind. At least you remember the taxonomy now. This is a Stykus, a huge burrowing insectoid. It points to itself and says, Shkekt. It follows with another stream of high-pitched noise. You remember it now. The language is broken, like a pigeon dialect, but you can understand it well enough to communicate. I, Shkekt, speaker to brown grub, humans. You speak me, I speak Styka people. You almost have a sense of the language, the structure, the feel, the sound, and the scent. The itch in your mind intensifies. You can feel the memory of the Stykus language waiting to reveal itself. I found a Stykus in Cliff's Edge. It's hiding in a refuse heap, and the humans want to kill it. Can you help? It looks at you for a long moment, almost as if it can't believe what it heard. Is weak, outcast, not feed self. Burden on broodmates, should be dead. The odor that rises from the Stykus is dry and musty, the scent of an insect's corpse curled on a windowsill. It's disgusting. Weak or not, it doesn't deserve to die at the hands of a mob. It's your kin. Ooh, we got 65. Oh! Oh, he failed. No!
Updated my journal.
No. Some life is drained. Parasite. Contribute nothing. If Stykus save outcasts, will starve and die anyway. It pauses. Human kill outcast? Useful for all. Will reward. Well, I don't want to kill the thing. I think I might quick load that. I actually really don't want to kill this one thing. We'll load the quick save. That's what quick saves are for. There are things that you can fail in this game and it's fine, but this is one I don't want to fail. So,
Just what I needed.
There we go. Let's talk to this guy again. Blah, blah, blah. Checked. Found a Stichus. Persuasion. Oh, 65 is the maximum we can use? Oh, we succeeded that time, though. I wish I didn't waste my potion now. Again, a long moment in which the Stichus stares at you. You have the sense that it is evaluating you with eyes that see beyond the human visible spectrum. Human care is strange. Why so much for a person of Sticha? A strange breeze whirls a zephyr of bafflement past your nose. But yes, if human care, Shkekt care. We'll save. We'll send broodmates to save Outcast. The deformed Stichus sees your approach. It grunts and chitters with pleasure. The scent of newly unearthed stone surrounds it. Friendship it signs. What are you eating down here? Big food. Old devices. Drink lightning from them. It points to a tidy pile of Numenera that sits nearby. Looking more closely, you see that they are mostly electrical power sources. Try to keep clean. You've survived. How are you now that you've returned to your native habitat? Psycho broodmates not welcome. Sent anger. Want dead. It shrugs. Not dig Nell tunnel. Not strong. How are they treating you? Not treat, ignore, but smell. It draws its spikes and spiracles, inhaling. You mimic it and catch the faint tang of acrid gas. Something flammable, maybe. Marked tunnels, warn, not enter. Anything down here I should know about? Not see. Try survive. Okay, bye. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. I did the good thing, guys.
Why not?
We did the good thing. Now let's talk to Palai. Actually, you know what? Before we go talk to Palai, let's go talk to that leader dude again and tell him that the Stichus is gone. Not our fault. He's out. And he's gonna have to find another scapegoat for his problems. And stop being such a tool bag. I really don't like him. He's kind of a...
Happy to help.
He's kind of a huge asshole, actually. That's just what we'll call it. We'll call it like it is. The Stichus escaped. Other Sticha dug a tunnel from below to free it. He frowns unhappily. This is most disappointing. How did they even know it was there? Very strange, he sighs. Well, I thank you for trying, but sadly I cannot reward you for finding the Stichus when it's lost. My apologies. And now the crowd is gone. Hopefully, they'll disperse. I can't move until they finish dispersing. We got some experience. Lots of experience, actually.
I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Nobody's up a level, but we are... I mean, we're getting closer.
I'm going.
Hey, we missed some people up here. Or did we?
Ready.
We'll go back and try them out later. I don't recall if we talked to them or not.
Done.
Alright, so the outcast is there, he's happy and fine. There's a meatmonger, and there's Palai. Palai. This violet-skinned visitant paces back and forth before the cavern's opening. It wears fine clothes that serve to accentuate the tall, thin crest on its head, a symbol that has been painted on the crest mirroring the insignia that marks its chest. Its clothes are finely tailored and well made. The name of the creature's race crawls to your mind. It's a Varjellen. This one has temporarily chosen to be female. Her bulbous eyes flash quickly around her surroundings before focusing directly on you. The council didn't send you, that much is plain. Her voice is high and fluting. You're aware that this cave isn't safe, I hope. What exactly do you want? What are you doing here? I'm conducting a diplomatic negotiation on behalf of the city. Unfortunately, I am not dealing with a reasonable species. Her crest flutters irritably. I made no progress at all. Days wasted on this miserable tunnel, and I have nothing to show my superiors. Maybe I can help. She looks you up and down, considering. Doubtful, but you might have other skills I can use. The circumstances call for a new tactic, and these levies cannot do what needs to be done, nor can I. The Varjella nods. If you truly think you can help, let's put that to the test. She waves at the levies who flank her. Her gestures are short, choppy, and sharp. And irritated. It's these damn Sticha. I speak to them. I offer, cajole, negotiate, and threaten, yet they persist in their digging. And every day, another house in the cliffs above slips into the sea. If the digging does not cease, the city itself may crumble. So here's my request. Find a way into their lair, remove their precious eggs, and return them to me. These hostages will ensure the future of the city above. If you can negotiate a lasting settlement that does not require such drastic measures, you may also pursue that method, but I have been trying for days with no success.
I'll remember that.
I'll give it a shot. Good. We need to stop the Sticha before they bring down the entire substructure of the city. She pauses and lowers her voice. If you manage to infiltrate their lair, be sure to acquire all their eggs. I suspect they will have multiple clusters, and we will need them all if we want to negotiate from a position of strength. She hands you a synth ball with a blinking device inside. Once you're in their lair, activate this. It will show you all the tunnels, the egg clusters, and the Sticha themselves. Better to know what you face before you charge ahead. Okay, thanks, bye. Who's wearing that? No one. Where is it? Must be in like a special thing. Let's just try and talk. Let's try and talk this out. Why am I poisoned or something? Oh, I have fresh vapors, right. Okay. Human who speaks Sticha. Chikek mothers. Chikek will speak. I have come to ask you to stop digging underneath the city. Why? Where we go? Give reason to stop. Do you want your people to have a future? Do you want war with the humans above? They will collapse your tunnels. They will destroy you. Shit, 65. Holy crap, we made it. That's 2 65s in a row. It considers your words for a time, and the sense that surround it vary from the frightening to the mundane. At last the smell of synth and strong glass waft past your nose, and the text says, Human give good reason. Yes, Sticha comply. It scratches the wall and drums a pattern there. Sticha move deeper. Burrow to lesser rock. Starve for human's sake. Not fight with humans is better. Shikek.
You bet.
Okay, let's go talk to Pelilai. I hope you have news for me. I do have news. I've handled the negotiations with the Sticha. She lifts one foot to begin pacing, to start considering her options, then she stops. She slowly turns towards you, each eye rotating separately. She lowers her foot and turns to face you squarely and bites off each word. What did you do? I convinced Chikek that digging deeper would be a benefit to both the Sticha and the humans. There's no need to steal their eggs. You left their eggs with them? How will we enforce their exile with that leverage? She smooths her crest and blinks her eyes slowly. Fine. We can work with this for now. We have time to engineer another solution. She stops as those thoughts striking her. Did you promise them anything else? No. Good. Then our work here is complete and I can return to the council tower. I have acquired a bonded item. These pieces of equipment are powerful Numenera artifacts that go in the bonded equipment slots on the inventory screen. When equipped, they fuse directly to your skeleton, nervous system, or organs, providing significant positive effects, but their invasive nature can also produce negative effects. Cool. I can have two at once. My concentration skills at the novice level. Both items inflict their negative effects. If trained, I can ignore the negative effects from the first, or specialized, you get rid of them all. I will credit you in my report to the council. Thank you, bye. You're so nice. I did all the work, but you're still gonna give me credit. Thank you. Alright, what's this bonded item do? Oh, I can put them on or not. -1 training and stealth. Immune to dazed and blinded and +1 perception. That is just good. Why do I care about stealth? I'm not stealthy to start with, so whatever. A hideous facade is carved into the rock. It depicts corpses, giant maggots, and a ghastly woman who feasts upon human limbs. Ew. I'm gonna go into their cave and start looting things. I don't know if I'm allowed to, though. Oh, sweet. More money. How much money do I have? 345. Do I want to go shove more implants in my body is the question. Because it was kind of awesome when I did that the first time.
Of course we can help. Right off?
Alright, the other thing we need to do while we're here... That is a very loud furnace. Is find the assassin. I wonder what Michaela says. In a stall filled with all number of dusty parts, connectors, and strange devices, a woman tinkers with a half-assembled power source, peering at it through spectacles that have several adjustable lenses. One sec, I'm gonna go see my dog. This is annoying me. Alright, we're back. Let's just restart from here. In a stall filled with all manners of dusty parts, connectors, and strange devices, a woman tinkers with a half-assembled power source, peering at it through spectacles that have several adjustable lenses. Her long white hair is disheveled, and the skin of her thin frame is marked with the scars and burns. She looks up at you curiously as you approach. Welcome to Michaela's Mechanicals. I got a bunch of broken stuff and a few things that work. You want any of it? Let me know. Do you know a woman named Makina? Pale skin, hard looks. Oh, I know that one. Kirked and twitchy. Asked me to ken the workings of some weird old device she had. Obsessed with it, like it was a bit of sniff. She a slave to it. Never seen the like. Nearly killed me when I couldn't make it work for her, she frowns, remembering. I'd have been mad except I saw how sick she was with it, shaking tears the whole lot. Sent her on her way and wished her luck. She'll need it, the poor thing. Where do you get your stock? She shrugs. Trade mostly. Your friend Algren there brings me new things now and then. Hello, priest. He nods, Kurt. Michaela. I get stuff from the little manth too, although sometimes this stuff's a bit too hot to touch. Even a few things from the Stika, if you can believe it. You trade with the Stika?
Something new.
Before they all cleared out, I did. She gives you an accusatory frown. They dig up all kinds of things in those tunnels of theirs. Picky about what they trade for, though. Only want things that hold a lightning charge. Flashbacks, generators, that kind of thing. Her brow furrows, which is weird now that I think about it, because their eggs hold a charge, like little batteries they are. I've even converted a few of them to power things. Good thing the Stika never found out, though. Be like using a baby for firewood in their eyes. What do you got for sale? She has some armor, a root spike, sting charge, which is a ranged weapon, a buzzer, which is another ranged weapon, heavy crossbow, and a ring. The ring, or the berserker's yoke, is a bonded item. +1 training in intimidation, +3 damage, but -1 intellect edge. Screw that, we're not doing that. Also, this area is extremely loud. Holy crap. There's a mutant. Oh, hello, I know you. You're dead, huh?
I am the very soul of action.
A pair of gauntlets sits on the table. They look as though they're intended to provide real-time analysis and physical monitoring of any human arm placed aside. Wafer-thin slides containing cross-sections of living tissue. It collects and collates a variety of samples, preparing a full analysis of their physical, psychic, and dimensional properties, and stores nanospheres and states of energy. It's dusty and unused. Okay, that's a little less loud, which is good. There's a thing. It looks like a fishing rod. This thin glowing thread pierces the surface of the water and plunges deep into the black depths, like a white line drawn in shimmering ink. Let's examine it. You try flicking the shiny string and your finger goes right through it. Could you try catching something for me? I've had no luck today. Besides, everything down there is pretty much stronger than me. Alright, you're on. You pull on the line and something in the dark pulls back. You press your lips together and reel in your catch. A muddy cipher dangles from the end of the line. It's beautiful. Crooked Queef breathes. Queek? Keek? Whatever. I was just hoping for a fish. I can sell it and eat for weeks. I'll hand it over. You pass the cipher to her. She squinches her eyes shut in unmitigated joy. Thank you. Use my fishing pole whenever you want. We're gonna try again. Nothing. Oh, we're gonna try again later for sure. That's what I get for being good. A small, hollow-cheeked mutant sings in a soft, wavering tune to herself. Yellow bruises discolor her skin. Wounds form not from violence, but from malnutrition, and her prominent bones bend and twist at odd angles. Still, she smiles. She smiles at the oily water, devoid of any fish. She smiles as she arranges her empty baskets beside her, and she smiles at you when she sees you standing over her. Oh, hello again. Didn't introduce myself before. I'm Crooked Keek of the Cold Canyon tribe. She coughs into her cupped hands. A raw and ragged hacking that bends her double. You take her for a child at first, but after studying her features, it's clear she's in her late teens. It's only some malnutrition, or mutation, and her bony stature, born of starvation, that makes her seem childlike. You said you're part of the Cold Canyon tribe. Are they down here too? No, she says lightly. They're all gone, or dead, or gone. Still, she isn't meeting your eyes. There used to be a lot of us. We came here when I was a baby, running from, she pauses thinking, a war. Some sort of war that never ends. My parents thought we would be safe here, but then the tribe died off, one by one. She turns away, wiping her eyes. The city is hard on people like us. How was the city hard on your tribe? They were used to living in the wilderness, so they knew what they could eat and safely. Here it's not so simple. My mother told me that 10 people died eating tainted food before we found this fishing hole. She stares into the murky water. Then there's the diseases you can catch in the city and the hate. A lot of us were killed just for being hard to look at, I guess. Is it as hard for you to survive here as it was for your people? No, she says, smiling. I don't have a lot to eat, but I'm more resistant to sickness than my parents were, and the people here know me. They leave me alone. You said everyone in your tribe is dead? Not everyone, she says with a brave little smile. I'm here, and some of us just left for better places. I bet they're doing really well. Do you know where I might find Matkina? Matkina, she gasps. That's not what people call her. She leans towards you, eyes round as coins. They call her the White Death, she says. She's an assassin. I don't know where she is, and I hope I never do. Why are you scared of Matkina? They say, she begins, then drops her voice to a whisper, they say she can freeze your blood by speaking your name, and if you look into her eyes, all of your hair will turn white. You don't really believe those stories, do you? No, she says, but she is a killer, and I have a soft spot for scary stories. Your real name is Crooked Keek? Sort of. My parents called me Keek, but the nickname came later. She hunches over, her eyes darting shadily from side to side. It's because I sell junk for high prices and bribe the levies to carry people off in the night. She laughs. No, not really. People call me Crooked because I look twisted and broken. Don't you mind that they call you that? Not really. Can't call them liars, can I? She smiles, but it's not the radiant thing you saw before. Are you sure you don't mind people call you crooked? I do, she admits softly, but I won't be less crooked if they stop. Why do you think the fish aren't biting? The fish down there are pretty fast and smart. They're nibbling at the bait, then swimming away. She watches the line with a combination of hunger and wariness. It's hard for me to get the pole in time when the rod twitches, and harder to reel in the catch. I'm not very strong. Can I try? You're welcome to. Only if you do find something, could you share? She trails off, blushing. Never mind. Company is better than a scrawny fish. Alright.
Look out below! Above! Sideways!
There's an underbelly thug and Varanoth over here. This large and heavily muscled woman wears what appears to be rags that should have fallen apart ages ago. She looks so tired that it wouldn't be a surprise if she fell asleep on her feet, and yet, when she opens her mouth, her voice is energetic, like a little girl who's about to get a present. Hello? Can anyone hear what I'm saying? Oh, I can't make this work. Without a warning, she slaps herself. I hope no one saw that. Who are you? Are you talking to me? Her head swivels awkwardly around, trying to catch a glimpse of you. Oh, you are. My name's Varanoth, champion of the wastes. The woman flinches at the sound of the very different booming voice that came out of her own mouth. That's not my name, you stupid thing. It's Varanoth, champion of the wastes. Damn, I come from a land you've never heard of. Damn it, I guess I'm not allowed to say. So you aren't Varanoth, champion of the wastes? I'm not, but you might as well call me that, or just Varanoth. One shoulder shrugs and keeps shrugging. I'm not actually here. I'm just talking through her and trying to move her around. Her shoulder freezes mid-shrug. It keeps yelling over me if I speak about something I'm not supposed to, she says, lowering her voice. But maybe if I speak carefully. Her chin drops to her chest. My family explores the world using special tools. The body stabs itself with his finger pointedly. But they tell me I'm too young to help, so I waited until everyone was sleeping and, you know, the head lolls back on his neck, winking at the roof of the cavern. Are you an explorer too? I am, but not like you. Oh, she says. For some reason I thought you were a champion of the wastes too. Damn it, it did it again. Just don't tell anyone what I am, alright? I'm looking for people to help me kill a dangerous creature. Wanna come? Really? You mean it? You want me to fight with you? Varanoth grins, her mouth growing wider and wider until the construct's eyes are watering. I'll meet you there. Sweet, we're getting recruits to help us kill this thing.
Let's go all.
That's a lot of thugs. Well, it's 2 thugs and some dude named something. Folsom. Alright, Folsom, let's talk. This man towers over you, enormously fat and draped in gaudy robes. His expression is calm, stern even, as he regards the bloody mess spread across the floor and wall. The hooded figures on either side of him tense as you approach. He turns to inspect you, eyebrow lifted, and raises his hand. His bodyguards relax, watching you. In the space of a second, his eyes flick over you. He nods apparently to himself, as if your presence has confirmed something he expected. What are you doing in the underbelly, falling star? How do you know who I am? An odd question, he says, frowning. You fell from the sky like a comet and somehow survived. My people have been watching you since you set foot on the beach. He cocks his head. Now that I have answered your questions, answer mine. What are you doing down here? I'm looking for somebody. Are you? He says, I know everyone in the underbelly, and I'm seeking someone as well. Perhaps we can help each other.
Making a note.
He turns his back on you, staring at the vast pool of blood. This is all that remains of Weedle, one of my protégés. I had hopes for him. Now they will never be realized, and the underbelly is poorer without him. The rage beneath his voice cuts each word shorter and shorter. Bring me any information you find. Help me discover the identity of his killer, and you will be rewarded. He exhales sharply, then turns around. The fury you glimpsed in him is buried once more.
That.
There is an assassin named Matkina, he says. She is known as the White Death. I have helped her find work in the past, but she has become erratic. If she is not involved, she might know who is. If you wish to help in this matter, ask her what she knows. The creature named Mapper may know where she is. Okay, you can count on me. I hope so, he says. Trustworthy allies are in short supply. Folsom seems like a strange name for you. Yes, the big man says. The name was a gift and somewhat of a witticism from my departed mentor many years ago. Before long, the name was the only one I was known by. Do you live here? Not quite, he smiles like he's paying for it by the millimeter. I rarely sleep, so I need a place no bed of my own. But I spent most of my life in these tunnels and grottos. It's a good place, cruel and unforgiving, but good. His slow gaze sweeps over the underbelly. Sadgis foolishly sends its undesirables here, as if it is worthless. But the underbelly is a place of hidden treasures, wise machines, and kind mutants. If I had a home here, I would not regret it. Do you have any ideas about the killer's motive? I have suspicions, he says, a muscle on his cheek twitching, and I have enemies. It takes no imagination to conclude that this was meant to hurt me. He shakes his head, but the killer did not slit Weedle's throat and leave him for me to find. No, they spilled an ocean of blood and scrawled nonsense on the walls. If this is a message for me, I cannot interpret it. I want to examine the murder scene behind you. At first, Folsom doesn't respond. He merely stares down at you, through you. I will not have you trample through his blood without cause, he says at last, so there had better be one. I know you are grieving for your protege, but all I want to do is catch his killer. Unblinking, he regards you, his face a stoic mask, an iron wall. Finally, he nods. Let him pass when he is ready, he tells the hooded figures at his side. They incline their heads. We're gonna quick save.
Let's go.
And interact things. Not much remains of Folsom's former protege beyond the vast, still pool of blood with a skinned hand at its center. A bloody circle is scrawled on the wall nearby. We'll inspect the hand. A flayed hand with long, slender fingers lies palm up in the center of the pool of blood. The rest of the victim is missing.
Updated my journal.
You step away. Examine the circle on the wall. Anamnesis. Your hand reaches towards the streaks and bubbles of blood of its own accord, and an iron spike drives through your temples. You stand before a blank wall. Sickening purple-black light spills around the corner behind you. This is your temple, and you've been driven to a dead end by her. Blood seeps through the wall from the other side, drawing the familiar shape. Frightened, confused, you trace the line, and a gate opens with a wet crunch. The vision collapses, but the memories are not done with you yet, it seems. Another bulges painfully through your thoughts, closing around you. Let's do it. Fresh blood streams over the circle, yanking you through the hollow at its center to the world beyond. A strip of blistered land coils through a void nearly as black as a gaping mouth. The air is thick, foul, and textured with the slickness of magnets. Nausea slams into you, filling your head, infecting your thoughts. And through it all, you sense a mind in that fathomless darkness, spilling towards yours, seeking, tasting, joyful, hungry.
Ready to learn something new.
The horrific memory... Or you shove the horrific memory away from you, slamming your mind shut like a door and swallowing the knot of nausea in your throat. After seeing that world, the bloody pool at your feet seems almost mundane. Let's quickly check them again. Nothing. Okay. Let's try it again.
Ready to learn something new.
How many times can we do this? Alright, we're not going to keep hurting. Well, I mean, we could. Let's do it one more time at least. We have some hit points. We haven't even been in a fight for a while, so...
I'm ready.
This will be the last thing we do in this video anyways. We're almost out of time. Let's do it again. Uh-oh. My game's crashing. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's all we can do. We can't look at it anymore.
Job done right.
We do have a level, though. Allegorn has leveled up. We're going to increase this edge, and we're going to do it in the best way possible, and it's going to be intellect, it looks like. We are all about the talking and the intellect checks. Hard-earned knowledge, +5 on all tests, or spurred by ink. Hard-earned knowledge. And we get 2 abilities. We can get Mind Barrier, which is +1 armor, +1 intellect. Adaptation, which is protected. This is an activated ability, though. And this is Hook. Okay, I want Mind Barrier for sure. And I think I want Adaptation. Cool. How long until we level? Oh, we are close. We are 8 experience away from a level. So hopefully in the next video we'll be gaining a level. And no one else is really all that close, unfortunately. So that's going to be the end of our video. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. As I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Have yourselves a wonderful night.